What if the biggest mistake people over 60 make when trying to lose belly fat is focusing on eating less? What if that stubborn weight around your middle isn't growing because you're lacking willpower, but because you're following advice that no longer matches the needs of your body? And what if the reason the scale refuses to budge, despite healthy meals, daily walks, and your best efforts, is simply that your metabolism works differently now than it did years ago? I'm Dr. William Lee, and today I'm going to share a simple strategy I call the 3-3-3 Fat Flush Rule. 3 key foods, 3 meals each day, 3 weeks of consistency. That's all it takes to start noticing real changes around your waistline. No expensive gym memberships, no crash diets, no extreme restrictions, no complicated recipes. Just a practical, science-based approach created specifically for adults over 60. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn may completely change the way you think about weight loss, aging, and what your body is still capable of accomplishing. Before we get into the solution, we need to understand what's really happening inside the body. The truth is that the belly fat you carry after 60 isn't the same kind of fat you may have struggled with decades ago. It behaves differently, it responds to different signals, and it requires a different strategy. Here's what's happening in simple terms. Once we move beyond 60, 2 major biological shifts tend to occur at the same time. The first involves cortisol, often called the body's stress hormone. As we age, cortisol levels frequently rise. Unfortunately, cortisol sends a message to the body that encourages fat storage, especially around the midsection. This response comes from an ancient survival system. When the body senses stress, it tries to store extra energy where it can be accessed quickly, right around the abdomen. The second change involves the hormones that once helped keep fat distribution balanced. For women, estrogen naturally declines. For men, testosterone gradually decreases. These hormones play important roles in helping the body use energy efficiently and preventing excessive fat accumulation around the waist. When cortisol increases while estrogen or testosterone decrease, the result is often a growing belly that seems resistant to every effort. Medical professionals call this central adiposity. Most people simply call it stubborn belly fat. But there's another reason this matters. The fat stored deep inside the abdomen, known as visceral fat, is very different from the fat you can pinch beneath the skin. Visceral fat surrounds important organs such as the liver, pancreas, and intestines. Even more concerning, it actively releases inflammatory substances throughout the body. Over time, this inflammation has been linked to higher risks of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, memory decline, and several forms of cancer. In other words, this isn't just about appearance, it's about long-term health. And here's where many people get frustrated. Much of the weight loss advice you see today was developed using younger adults. The hormonal environment of a 35-year-old is very different from that of a 65-year-old. Methods that work well for younger people may produce disappointing results later in life. In some cases, aggressive dieting and excessive exercise can even increase stress hormones, making the problem worse. That's exactly why I developed the 3-3-3 Fat Flush Rule. It's designed around the metabolism, hormones, and nutritional needs of people over 60. So let's break it down. The 3-3-3 Fat Flush Rule follows a simple principle. At this stage of life, success depends not only on what you eat, but also on when you eat and how consistently you follow the plan. The first 3 represents food. There are 3 specific categories of foods that research consistently links to lower visceral fat, reduced inflammation, and healthier metabolic function. We'll discuss each of them in detail. The second 3 represents timing. Instead of constant snacking or skipping meals, the goal is to eat 3 intentional meals each day. These meals are spaced in a way that works with your body's natural metabolic rhythms. Researchers often refer to this concept as circadian eating. Your body processes and uses food more efficiently during certain times of the day. As we get older, that window of efficiency becomes smaller, making meal timing increasingly important. The third 3 represents the timeline, 3 weeks, 21 days. Not a quick fix, not a months-long commitment before seeing results. 3 weeks gives your body enough time to begin reducing visceral fat, improving insulin sensitivity, and supporting beneficial changes in the gut microbiome, the collection of bacteria in your digestive system that has a surprisingly powerful influence on weight management. Will you lose 20 pounds in 21 days? No, that's not the goal. But if you follow the plan consistently, you'll likely notice less bloating, improved energy levels, and a difference in how your clothes fit. Most importantly, you'll be working with your body instead of fighting against it. This isn't another diet. It's a metabolic reset. Now let's talk about the first food group I regularly recommend to adults over 60 who want to target stubborn belly fat. Fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel. These foods do far more than provide nutrition. They act like powerful tools for improving metabolic health. The reason comes down to omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA. These healthy fats help calm inflammation by reducing the activity of inflammatory compounds within the body. Why is that important? Because visceral fat is not inactive tissue. It constantly releases inflammatory signals that can encourage even more cortisol production. Higher cortisol leads to greater fat storage around the abdomen, creating a cycle that becomes difficult to break. Omega-3s help interrupt that cycle. Research has repeatedly shown that people who regularly consume omega-3 rich fish tend to have lower levels of visceral fat, even when calorie intake is similar. For adults over 60, there's another important benefit. Omega-3 fatty acids help support muscle preservation. As we age, muscle loss becomes more common. This age-related decline in muscle mass can slow metabolism and make fat gain easier. Maintaining muscle is one of the best defenses against unwanted weight gain. Fatty fish help support both muscle health and fat reduction. The good news is that adding it to your routine doesn't have to be complicated. A serving of canned salmon over mixed greens with olive oil and lemon works perfectly. A small fillet of baked salmon seasoned with herbs and garlic is another excellent choice. Sardines paired with whole grain crackers and sliced avocado can make a quick and satisfying meal. Aim to include fatty fish at least twice each week. Next, let's talk about a food group many people underestimate. Dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, Swiss chard, arugula. Most people think these foods help with weight loss simply because they're low in calories. But that's only a small part of the story. Leafy greens are packed with magnesium and natural dietary nitrates. Magnesium is especially important because many adults fail to get enough of it. When magnesium levels are low, the body's ability to respond properly to insulin becomes impaired. Insulin helps regulate blood sugar and influences whether the body stores or burns energy. Poor insulin function often leads to higher insulin levels, which can encourage greater fat storage around the abdomen. Magnesium helps keep the system running efficiently. When your cells respond properly to insulin, blood sugar remains more stable and the body is less likely to store excess energy as fat. Then there are dietary nitrates. These compounds are converted into nitric oxide, which helps blood vessels relax and expand. Improved circulation means better delivery of oxygen and nutrients throughout the body, supporting healthier metabolism. But leafy greens offer yet another benefit. They're rich in prebiotic fiber. This type of fiber feeds beneficial gut bacteria. Scientists now understand that the health and diversity of your gut microbiome can directly influence the amount of visceral fat you carry. People with healthier gut bacteria profiles tend to have lower levels of abdominal fat. Fortunately, adding greens to your routine is easy. Enjoy them raw in salads, cook them with olive oil and garlic, blend them into smoothies. However you choose to eat them, aim for 2 to 3 cups throughout the day. Now let's move to the third food group, and for many people it's the most surprising. Fermented foods, plain Greek yogurt, kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut, miso. These foods are often overlooked, but they can have a profound impact on digestive health, inflammation, metabolism, and belly fat reduction. All of these foods have one powerful thing in common. They're packed with live probiotics, beneficial bacteria that help rebuild and support a healthy gut microbiome when consumed regularly. Earlier, I mentioned that your gut health has a major influence on belly fat. Now let's look at why that's so important. Inside your digestive system live trillions of microorganisms. Some of these beneficial bacteria produce substances known as short-chain fatty acids. These compounds help calm inflammation in the gut, strengthen the intestinal barrier, and send signals that encourage the body to use stored fat for energy. On the other hand, when less beneficial bacteria begin to dominate, the opposite can happen. The gut lining becomes weaker, inflammation rises throughout the body, and the conditions become more favorable for fat storage, especially around the abdomen. As we grow older, maintaining a healthy balance of gut bacteria becomes more challenging. After age 60, microbiome diversity naturally starts to decline. Everyday factors such as chronic stress, certain medications, antibiotics, acid-reducing drugs, and even eating a less varied diet can gradually reduce populations of beneficial microbes. This shift in gut health is one of the hidden reasons many people find it increasingly difficult to lose belly fat later in life. That's where fermented foods become incredibly valuable. By introducing beneficial bacteria back into the digestive system, they help restore balance and support a healthier internal environment. One of the most interesting studies on this topic came from researchers at Stanford University. Participants who followed a diet rich in fermented foods for several weeks experienced greater microbiome diversity and lower levels of inflammatory markers compared with those who focused primarily on fiber intake alone. But the benefits don't stop there. There's also an important connection between fermented foods and stress hormones. Scientists have discovered that certain probiotic strains can influence communication between the gut and the brain through what's known as the gut-brain axis. Some strains commonly found in yogurt and kefir have been associated with healthier cortisol regulation. And remember, lower cortisol levels can mean fewer signals telling the body to store fat around the midsection. So how can you put this into practice? If you enjoy dairy and tolerate it well, plain full-fat Greek yogurt is one of the easiest options. Choose varieties that specifically mention live and active cultures on the label. Try to avoid heavily sweetened versions, since added sugars can work against your goals. If dairy isn't your preference, there are plenty of alternatives. Kimchi, sauerkraut, and miso provide excellent sources of beneficial bacteria from plant-based foods. If you're new to fermented foods, start slowly. A couple of tablespoons each day is enough to begin supporting your microbiome. As your digestive system adjusts, you can gradually increase the amount. For people who find traditional kimchi too spicy, milder versions are available, or you can choose kefir or yogurt instead. The key is consistency. Aim to include at least one serving of a fermented food every day. Now that we've covered the 3 foods that form the foundation of the 3-3-3 fat flush rule, let's move on to something equally important: timing. This is often the missing piece for people who feel like they're eating healthy, but still aren't seeing the results they want. In fact, for many adults over 60, meal timing can be the factor that creates the biggest breakthrough. Most people assume metabolism works at the same pace from morning until night, but that's not how the body operates. Your metabolism follows a daily rhythm that rises and falls throughout the day. This rhythm is controlled by your circadian clock, the internal timing system that regulates countless biological processes over a 24-hour cycle. And as we age, that internal clock becomes even more influential. The body becomes less flexible about when it prefers to process food, regulate blood sugar, burn energy, and store fat. In other words, after 60, eating the right foods matters tremendously, but eating them at the right times may be just as important. That's why the second part of the 3-3-3 fat flush rule focuses on 3 intentional meals each day, eaten in alignment with your body's natural metabolic schedule. When you work with those biological rhythms instead of against them, the body becomes far more efficient at managing blood sugar, controlling hunger, regulating hormones, and reducing the accumulation of stubborn, visceral fat. Now let's look at how to organize your 3 daily meals for the best results. The first meal should happen between 8s and 9s in the morning. Ideally, eat within about an hour of waking up and make protein the foundation of that meal. This is especially important after 60 because protein influences several systems that help support a healthier metabolism. For one thing, it encourages the release of glucagon, a hormone that helps the body access stored energy rather than storing more fat. A protein-rich breakfast also helps keep hunger under control by lowering levels of ghrelin, often called the hunger hormone. As a result, many people naturally eat less later in the day without feeling deprived. Just as importantly, protein provides the building blocks your body needs to maintain muscle tissue. Since muscle plays a major role in supporting metabolic health, preserving it becomes increasingly important as we age. To make breakfast even more effective, pair your protein source with a fermented food. This combination helps support gut health while promoting steadier blood sugar levels throughout the morning. A simple breakfast might include scrambled eggs with spinach and a side of plain Greek yogurt. Another easy option is a kefir smoothie blended with protein powder and a handful of berries. The goal isn't perfection, it's creating a strong metabolic foundation for the day ahead. Your second meal should fall between noon and 1 p.m. Think of this as the most substantial meal of the day. Timing matters here because insulin sensitivity tends to be strongest around the middle of the day. During these hours, your body is generally better equipped to use nutrients efficiently rather than storing excess energy. This makes lunchtime the ideal opportunity to enjoy your serving of fatty fish. Salmon, sardines, trout, or mackerel all work well. Pair the fish with a generous serving of leafy greens, about 2 to 3 cups if possible. A drizzle of olive oil, fresh lemon juice, sliced avocado, cucumbers, or a handful of walnuts can easily turn this into a satisfying meal. What makes this combination so powerful is how the nutrients work together. The omega-3 fats from the fish, the magnesium from the greens, and the naturally occurring nitrates all support healthy metabolism, cardiovascular function, and reduction of visceral fat. Simple meals often produce the best results. Now let's move to dinner. The final meal should ideally take place between 5 and 6 p.m. and be completed no later than about 6:30 or 7 p.m. Of all the habits discussed today, this one may have the biggest impact for many people. A surprising number of adults unintentionally slow their progress by eating too late in the evening. After sunset, your body's ability to process food efficiently begins to decline. Insulin function becomes less effective. Digestion slows. Your body is gradually preparing for rest and recovery, not for handling a large meal. When substantial amounts of food arrive late at night, they are more likely to be stored rather than used. Unfortunately, that storage often occurs around the abdomen. That's why dinner should remain light and simple. Focus on leafy greens, a serving of fermented food, and perhaps a modest portion of legumes or another source of complex carbohydrates. Avoid heavy, greasy, or highly processed meals whenever possible. The goal is nourishment, not overload. It's also important to understand what this plan is not. This isn't an extreme fasting program. You're not being asked to skip breakfast, avoid entire food groups, or force yourself through long periods without eating. Instead, you're simply concentrating your meals into a consistent schedule that aligns with your body's natural rhythms. Think of it as eating 3 real meals during a roughly 10-hour period from around 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. and allowing your digestive system to rest afterward. If you're currently taking medications for diabetes, blood pressure, or other conditions, it's important to discuss any major dietary timing changes with your healthcare provider first. Certain medications need to be coordinated with meals, and personalized guidance is always the safest approach. Now let's talk about what happens over the course of the 3 weeks. Week 1 is all about clearing out the obstacles. Most people assume success comes from adding healthy foods. In reality, the first step is often removing the foods that are actively making the problem worse. During this first week, focus on reducing added sugars, refined carbohydrates, highly processed cereals, pastries, white bread, white rice, and packaged snack foods. These foods create rapid spikes in blood sugar. That spike is usually followed by a surge in insulin, which can encourage additional fat storage around the midsection. They also tend to support the growth of less beneficial gut bacteria, making it harder to improve microbiome health. Don't worry about being perfect. The objective is simply to cut back significantly. By the end of the first week, many people report less bloating, improved digestion, better sleep quality, and steadier energy throughout the day. Some also notice fewer cravings because their blood sugar levels become more stable.